Hi, my name is Barbara Mulleneaux. I'm going to be doing a demonstration of a landscape today. This is based on a photograph I have in Green Valley, Arizona, where I live. I go walking every morning, and this is one of the things I get to see. I like to do these little studies. This is just a 8x8, so that I can get a sense of the composition, whether I'm going to like it for something larger. Do I want to change things? How do I feel about the palette? That sort of thing. Parts of this video will be sped up a little bit, so you won't be bored out of your minds. And I'll be talking through part of it as well. I like to do a quick sketch to begin with. This would be using cobalt blue, maybe a little bit of red in there. I'm just basically looking at placement. I'm not trying to get a likeness. I'm looking at these shapes and seeing how they relate to each other. I also want to get some directional lines to move me through the painting. Where are things going to go? This is mostly about the clouds, so I have set my horizon line low. Right now I'm putting in directional lines for my clouds. I have the photo reference, but I don't want to copy it. I want to be able to use it just as a reference. And I use my clouds as a design tool. Normally, I work dark to light. In this particular case, I decided to work with the clouds first. For no particular reason, I think. I think they felt the most complex in the painting. Get them out of the way. So now I'm blocking in. I'm using a combination of blue and my two reds. I have a tendency to go a little bit darker and then lighten it up. Kind of in that middle value here. Maybe slightly darker, but this will lighten up later. I'm starting to add some foreground darks here. The sky is much lighter in the background, of course, so the front of the objects that I'm seeing, the shapes that I'm seeing, would appear to be darker because they don't have that light on them coming from the front. There will be a little bit of backlighting on these, not a lot. I don't want them to be very distracting to the sky, which is what I really want you to be looking at in this painting. So I will control that a little bit and be mindful that there is light on them coming through them from behind. I think right about here I'm going to start speeding things up a little bit. Not a lot, but I'll speed them up since this part will go a little bit slower. I'm adding in a little bit of cerulean blue here. It's such a pretty color. And as the painting progresses, I'll be adding little bits of that elsewhere in the painting. I try to keep the color in the painting consistent throughout so that it has more harmony and keep the painting pretty limited palette-wise. This keeps me out of a lot of trouble. This is a tool that I use for cold wax. It's called a Messermeister. It's actually a bowl scraper, but it's very effective in removing or smoothing out areas. And I find I use it a lot throughout the painting. You'll see me dabbing at it with that. The interesting thing about these clouds is that they're being lit from below, not above. So the shadows are on top, not on the bottom. Normally we see the shadows on the bottom. For the most part. It's an interesting dynamic. So here, everything is looking kind of scattered, and there's very little form or pattern going on, which I'm going to start trying to achieve now in the painting. I find that doing these clouds is really fun. It's a big challenge to get the effect I want. I don't want to put every single cloud in there. What I'm trying to achieve is the pattern and movement of the clouds without getting overly busy or not having enough information. I want to keep that aerial perspective right. The clouds need to be full but not too full, light but not too light. So it's a big challenge, and one which I really enjoy. So here I'm trying to bring in a little bit of a light effect on the mountain that would be coming off of the sky plane. Putting a little bit of a pink there, and then I'll come over it with a more golden color. And what I did here was just take that same golden color, that reddish golden color, and brought it into the foreground. Again, anything that's in the sky plane needs to be in the ground plane. Anything in the ground plane needs to be a little bit in the sky plane. I just changed the temperature of that shadow. You can see basically I changed the temperature of the whole thing by bringing in that warmer tone. Lightening up my ground plane a little bit here. The original painting took a little over an hour to finish, like an hour, 12 minutes. This video is about half that, just so you have a reference. Again, this is not a real detailed study, it's just a study. My goal is to see whether I'm going to like this design and whether I think it's going to work for something else. The painting's looking pretty well developed now. It's going to continue to move along, I think. I'm adding touches to the foreground, then I'll go back into the sky plane a little bit more. It's a push and pull doing these paintings. This is a little tool I also use for cold wax painting, and it just, it's called a kneaded, or not a kneaded eraser, it's just an ordinary eraser. It's great for putting in sky holes, taking off literally erases little areas for you. It's a wonderful tool. And you can see I'm just carving out little spaces inside the trees. This is the tool that I use for, again, another cold wax tool. Here I'm just scratching in some texture. People often ask how to make grays. And I always think about making grays as a combination of the colors on your palette. This will also bring more harmony to your painting. If you're using the colors that are already on your palette, you're going to have those colors in your gray, and it's going to be very neutral. In the sky, there's a lot of blue typically in clouds, but sometimes you're getting reflective light from the ground, and you'll want to put some reds and pinks in there and greens. So your clouds should really incorporate all of those elements. The light source, the sky itself being blue, the ground plane bouncing up. Those all affect the color choices you make putting into your clouds. So I'm very much near the end of the painting now. I've been noodling around here for a little bit. There are a couple of areas that I can see still need some touching up, some details. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking. And I don't think I have too much more to say about it. I'm just scratching in my signature here right now. Using the back of what is that thing? It's a skewer. I have another tool I usually use, but wasn't able to find it just now. If you like this, please show me down below, and I hope you'll come back and see another video one of these days. I don't do them very often, but I'd like to do them more. I hope you'll look at my website. It's that's my email. My website is just barbaramulleneaux.com. My email is art@barbaramulleneaux.com. Please reach out to me anytime.